All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so we get this everybody get joined in here. 1 second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if Shirley sent me an email here. I did not get an email from Shirley tonight, so hopefully she's well and doing well. So cool, good stuff. All right, well, I did. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So it was an interesting one for sure. It was Fed day, but a little bit muted with a low volume type day, and not much action, and not really much going on with the futures, which we'll take a look in a little bit and see how they're behaving. But today we're going to be continuing our discussion on day trading the close with chart patterns. So really cool stuff. So before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so first we're going to check and see where we left off at the market today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we might have in store for tomorrow. And then we'll go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So good stuff. So let's take a look here at the SPX. So up 40 points today. Good. So kind of coming back right into that gap area here. Weekly chart still an inside week. Right, so still a little afraid of the bears in that gap for some reason. Not quite pushing yet. I was hoping that the that Fed day would really get things moving, but it looks like now the next thing we're waiting on is the Apple, Amazon, Facebook, I think Google too earnings coming up tomorrow after the close. So that should be pretty interesting as well, and we'll see where that brings us. Apple has stellar earnings and Amazon have stellar earnings. I wouldn't be surprised if we could really push up into this gap here and maybe get a strong weekly candle going into the end of the week and finishing up the week strong, getting close to back to all-time highs on the SPX. Pretty amazing stuff if you think about it, considering that we're in the middle of a pandemic and lots of other issues. But the Fed keeps on saying they got the back, and they're going to do whatever they can to keep the market, I'm sorry, the economy going. So that's what it is there. So amazing how it all started with this bullish engulfing candle here with RSI oversold and then worked its way back up. So pretty cool stuff there. Daily chart, woo! That's a little bit easier looking at this, right? But daily chart, so all over the place, right? So right now, again, kind of a low volume-ish type day. We got back above the upward trend line, so that's good. We're still in this kind of mini trend box right here because we did break below the trend line right here. So we're still monitoring that, right? Anything could happen at this point. I really want to see us push above these levels, get into that gap so we can push this trend line back over again and continue to be bullish until proven otherwise. Let's take a look at the price action here today. So good stuff here. So we had a really interesting day today. So I don't know if you guys saw my tweet earlier, if you guys follow on Twitter, but I was kind of talking about the drunkenness of the market today. So it was kind of just stumbling up today, right? It was like I mean, it kind of closed below the ADMA a little bit right here. Then it's like okay, and then. And then we had the Fed meeting in the press conference. It was like, and then just kind of worked its way up. So it's kind of this drunk type up move today, but all good. I mean, it doesn't mean it didn't go up. It still did, right? And it essentially held the ADMA all day today. So 5-minute chart. This is the levels that we provide to our members right here before each market opens. So you can kind of see how these all got tested today, right? The prior day's high was interesting. Kind of had those levels right there. We pushed above our R2 level here, got up here, right, and then found a little bit of resistance here, a little spinning top at the end of the day at some volume levels, right, a couple other key level clusters up here, and they kind of pushed down, then the little quick rally into the close. So it's a pretty wild day, pretty interesting day, but worked its way up. So, and it is what it is, right? So just because there's no volume doesn't mean that price didn't go up. So again, that's what we respect the price. So good stuff there. So let's take a look and see what the futures are up to this evening. Looks like the chop is kind of continuing. So let's see if tomorrow if we get a drunk day hangover on the market here. So it's pretty interesting stuff, right? So we had these are other cool things that we provide to our members. These are basically supply demand zones that we provide. Also really, really effective on the futures, right? So pretty cool stuff here. We held the low of this move right here, came back, retested it, big bounce right there, right? Kind of in this general zone right here, and then boom for a big launch at the after the Fed, right? So pretty cool stuff there. And now we're just kind of chopping around here after hours. So pretty tight right now. So I mean, basically, what we'll look for this evening is see if we can break above this level, basically the 3257 and a half, and then we'll see here. Let me just take a look here and see if we got any interesting lows there. So we could do this. Let's just see how that holds going out through tonight, right? So basically an ascending triangle going through the night. So let's see if we hold that. Um, Okay, and where we go from there. But generally pretty choppy right now, down about 4 points. But if we get ourselves over this line right here, we'll see how we contend with this 32.65 level. And maybe we'll get a bullish day, right? So we're going in tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so pretty good stuff there. So we'll keep an eye on that going tomorrow. And here we go. So let's talk about the topic here. So today we're going to be talking about day trading the close. And we're going to be talking about looking for chart patterns. So really cool stuff. A lot of times, guys, we'll see chart patterns play out at the end of the day. So I'm going to go back through and just kind of show you the SPY and just kind of look at a couple examples of those. And really what we look for is intraday. Sometimes we see some nice chart patterns setting up into the end of the day, right? It could be a cup and handle pattern. It could be a head and shoulders pattern. Stuff like that, and of course we looked at trend lines earlier. But sometimes when we see those break out at the end of the day, we can get some big moves off of those. So let's take a look at those. Let's go to the SPY, and let's go back like 10 days. So we'll just go, because not every day gives a chart pattern. So let's go here for the last 10 days and just kind of scroll back and just kind of look and see what we can see, right? So here, pretty cool stuff. You can see what we did here in our group on this day, right? So you can see this trend line right here. So it was really making like a nice sideways head and shoulders pattern, right? Here's your shoulder, here's your head, here's your shoulder, and you got a quick pop out of there. Now, sometimes these are momentum moves, and we talked about that on the 1 minute chart, trying to get in there and get a little pop on those, again, using ninja skills, right? So here was a little bit rough. I mean, this is kind of like a megaphone pattern, right? So you can kind of see that going into the day. So we did see a quick tag of that, the top of the megaphone right here for a move down. So there's a chart pattern move at the end of the day. Right here, this is pretty cool. So this kind of worked its way here. Obviously, we had this bull flag right here, but it was also part of kind of a larger cup and handle-ish type pattern. It was a little bit before the close, right? But it got a nice move right here and then kind of consolidated again and gave a push to the upside before reversing. So you get a couple movements there. This day here was pretty much just a trending day, right? So just basically just holding trend on that day. This day here, right, remember our geometric lines always form levels, right? So this is kind of a funky one right here. You kind of have this this funky kind of double type move right here, kind of cup and handle-ish right here, and that ended up working its way to the downside. Obviously, a nice geometric level break, and we'll probably talk about that more tomorrow. Here, right, so we had a W pattern here at the end of the day, right? You can see this right here. So nice move, right? Kind of came back, retested, and gave a pop at the end of the day. Right, this day right here, this was all about. This was just a rough day, just a weak day right here. So we had one of our cluster zones right here that worked its way to the downside, and it was just super duper choppy at the end of the day. Right here again, whoa, this one's all over the place. Pretty tough on this one. Basically, like a bit of an M pattern right here. So we had that going. Once we had this doji spinning top on that one, the M worked its way back down. Right here, cup and handle. Right, kind of see this right here, cup handle, a little bit of a breakout at the end of the day. Right, so again, it really helps to look for these macro chart patterns when we're approaching the end of the day here, right? So this was just a key breakdown day right there. That was just a nasty trend line breakdown at the end of the day. Here, a bit of an M pattern, right? You can kind of see that kind of working there at those tops, and that was today. So good stuff here. So that were these levels. We held these, right? A little bit of a kind of a rising channel type pattern. So and then just get that quick down move at the end before they popped it. So pretty cool stuff, right? So definitely keep an eye on these and look for chart patterns that are setting up throughout the day and see if they correspond with some of the other strategies we've been talking about this week and can give us a nice move for the close. So good stuff. Well, hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to play those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all have a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. Let me just double check and see if Shirley sent anything in yet. Not seeing any emails from Shirley tonight. So, okay, well, Shirley, if you're out there, hope you're doing well. And let's go from there. So let's take a look. So Dylan sent a few in via Twitter, so let's check out those. So let's go to the daily chart here. 1 second. There. Okay, so daily chart. So let's take a look. So Dylan, you got ANTM. Let's take a look. All right, so ANTM, we have earnings tonight. Before we had them today. Yeah, okay, good. So we finally got out of this consolidation, right? It was looking like a bear flag working its way down, and we finally got some volume, a nice momentum move out of those levels, right? So good stuff here, right? There's your bear flag top, right? Blew through that at the open, right? Kind of just chop, 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 right? And earnings were pretty stellar on this one, so got a nice move up here, a buyable dip on this one. Let's take a look and just see how good that pullback was. Yeah, just between the 38.2 and the 50% retrace, 50 moving average for another opportunity to buy the dip on that. So now, good stuff. Let's see if we can get some follow through and break over these highs. Right, we still have an open gap above, so let's see if we can it can fill that gap. Let's take a look at Bud. This Bud's for you. It's so funny seeing Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser not being an American company anymore, right? So still an ADR. So anyway, working on what looks like a big cup and handle pattern right here. So keep an eye on that one. We've got that tomorrow before the open. So let's see how Bud does tomorrow for you. LVGO. I thought I saw some news on this one today. Something about nothing. Okay, so I thought I heard something about they were not working with like CVS or something like that. I saw a quick news blurb on that one today. So, but nice breakout here, right? So this is your kind of your geometric level. Got a nice breakout to the upside. This thing's just been forever strong. And let's go here. Right, there's your momentum move to the upside. 15-word breakout and kind of worked its way up. So let's see if that can continue to go as it got fresh all-time highs today. Etsy. This is a popular one today. A lot of folks like this one today. So inside day up. We liked it yesterday with the inside day. Broke out those levels, right? Definitely held this as a geometric level right here, inside day up, and offered a great move today intraday. So good stuff there on Etsy. See if I can get some more follow through on that. Walmart. Walmart was breaking down today, guys. It was looking a little bit rough here this morning. So it had a rough candle at the open, came back, retraced, 50% retrace, and then worked its way back down before finally recovering itself at those lows there. So a little bit weak right there, but left you with the lower shadow. Let's see if that can continue to hold on that one. So pretty interesting there. ALB. ALB, ADMA is kind of curling down right here. You can see prices basically starting to pivot and work its way down a little bit. So let's see how it holds these levels prior inside day. And earnings coming up soon too. PD. PD, strong candle today. Not as much volume as I'd like to see, but it did get back above its upward trend line right here. Nice move up from the cloud. So let's see if it can continue to work its way up there or consolidate and try to work its way back up or continue to work its way up. IPR. IIPR. Great move today. Great candle today. Beautiful move. Innovative industrial properties. Yeah, nice. Yeah, a lot of the home stocks are looking good. We're looking like a big kind of cup and handle right here. Starting to break out on that one. Let's keep that on the radar for tomorrow. That looks pretty good. Let's see if it gets more. I like the volume that came in on that one. Give me 1 second. So yeah, so IIPR. Interesting. I need to research that and see how the options look on it. But really nice stuff. Good looking chart. And then UNH. Yeah, that got a little bit perky today too. Up $6, right? Kind of came into this resistance level, a huge, cup and handle-ish type pattern, right? Recently had earnings, right, and has been chopping since then, but it's been good earnings. Let's see if we can try to break out of those levels. But a nice little push to the upside on that one today, intraday. And then iTub. Yeah, iTub kind of hanging in there too. So again, also working on basically a cup and handle pattern right here. It's got some room to go to get there. So and it's got earnings coming up, so something to keep an eye on there too. So good stuff. Appreciate it. ZEK, what's going on? Good evening. Let's take a look. So we've got TSM. Oh yeah, nice move today. Again, the semiconductors were pretty strong today with AMD gapping up. NVIDIA was like kind of blah, but we saw some other names that were good, and I think QCOM had some pretty good earnings too. I think. Let me take another look at QCOM. It was up last time I checked on it. Let's see how it's doing here. Yeah, so it's up here too. So yeah, keep an eye on it if the semiconductors are strong tomorrow. Decent little move today. I'd really like to see it get above this 94 level with some strength to try to push back to those highs. So good stuff there. Workhorse. Yep, definitely keep an eye on this one, guys. Still tracking this this geometric line. Inside day today, I tell you, with this Workhorse, gets some pretty big pops intraday. It really does. It gets tight. Oh, I wanted a trend line on that. It gets tight and then pops, right? Tight. And then pops. So definitely keep an eye on that one. It's feeling bullish intraday. I just want to see it break out and start to move for on the bigger side, right? So good stuff there. AEO. Yeah, pretty big move right there. A little bit of an upper shadow here off the 50-day moving average, but I like how it got back into the cloud with some volume. So let's see if we can continue to push above that and get above the 50-day. BE. Woo! Nasty down move on BE today. So that was after earnings. Looks like they had a rough go of it, and then just basically kind of worked its way down today. So interesting to see that working its way down. Some of the utilities have been strong recently, or some of the energy names have been strong recently, but a little bit of push down there today. So up lower shadow right here at these prior kind of buy levels. So just kind of see how that holds. But a breakdown below today's lows could see more downside, possibly a test to the 50-day. Okay, and then QRTEA. Okay, yeah, secure 8. So let's see here. Yep, bullish to proven otherwise. I like how it's over $10, and I like how it's doing it with some volume. Right, so that's looking pretty good right there. It's got some work to do, but it's got earnings coming up too. So nice candle right here. I like how it really got over all these levels and over the prior day's highs. So that's looking pretty decent. So look, good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, how about the action in shop today? So let's take a look. So big gap up, right? So we're out of the trend box, right? So we got out of the trend box here. I'm not sure what it did there. And so we're now back to being bullish till proven otherwise. But it really pulled back into that range again here. So did not do a gap and go today. Right? So it was pretty interesting. It looked pretty strong here. But guys, what is the one thing that we look for on gap and goes, especially on earnings? Right? We've talked about it a bunch of times. The pre-market levels. Right? Could we get over the pre-market highs? Nope. Does that mean there's a good chance for a reversal? Yes. Right? So we saw a quick reversal to the downside right here. Let's see what kind of retrace we got. So if we go here, 78.6 off the pre-market highs, and almost probably like an 886 here off of the yeah. So a big push up here. It was like upper shadow, and then drifted kind of down here back below the ADMA for the rest of the day. So keep an eye on it here. A breakdown below these lows. Could see a gap fill right here. Now with this fresh trend line, it's starting to look kind of extended. So we've got that going on. So good. Yeah, and then PayPal. Yeah, so PayPal is definitely going to be on the radar. So look at that. Pushed out today over its trend box. So definitely bullish, still proven otherwise. And I believe they had pretty decent earnings. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on it for a gap and go tomorrow. But we definitely want to see it get over those highs, those pre-market and aftermarket highs going into tomorrow. So good stuff. Again, guys, this is a tricky one to trade, but it might give us. It had a really, really bullish day going into earnings today, and it got some decent follow through after hours. Let's see if that holds going into tomorrow. And then BA. Yeah, so BA is. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the short radar tomorrow. I have a feeling they're going to still try to buy this thing up. But so far so good on it. Let's put that there. I'm gonna put shop on there too, just because of the gap below. So that was good, yeah. So BA, we're gonna keep an eye on it, right? Really, ultimately, if it breaks down below today's lows, right, we should, I wouldn't be surprised to see, some movement here, at least to this geometric line, to see how it holds there. I mean, rough earnings, rough conference call, not a big move there. It's really frustrating to see this thing just kind of not moving after earnings. It's like. It just needs, Corona just needs to go away, and airplanes just need to start flying again, and they need to fix their airplanes, and then this thing can start really going up here. But, even with bad earnings, it's still kind of hanging in there, right? So we've got that going on. So good stuff. Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for tuning in. Kira, what's going on? Good to see you. Bagash, what's happening? Hope you had a good day today. Yeah, PayPal. Woo! PayPal. PYPL, right? So that was great, too. It worked its way out of the trend box right here. Let's get this shifted over. Here's a fresh high, fresh trend line, and let's see if we can give us a gap and go. I've been activating it. Not duplicate. There, remove. There we go. So yes, fresh high, fresh trend line. Let's see if we can get a gap and go on this one here on PayPal. And then Square. Up 2 points on earnings for PayPal. Yeah, so definitely in sympathy with that one. Nice payment processor type stuff. So looking pretty good there on Square. We can keep that one on the radar too. Just keep an eye on SQ tomorrow. So that's looking pretty good. Let's see if we can get some more strength. But yeah, definitely I like the sympathy with PayPal. And then Etsy, yeah. So Etsy doing pretty good here today too. Nice strong move here off of the inside day. I like that one. And then Spot. Okay, yeah, so Spot held the spot, right? So basically held its prior congestion zone levels right here. So it's still just kind of really congestion, right? So it pretty good after some rough earnings. Decent recovery off of that one. See if we can kind of get over this really tight trend line and keep going. So good stuff. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, it's fine. So good. Good to see you, man. So Gary, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're well. Kim, what's going on? Powell didn't tank the market. I know, yet. Let's see if we can get through this evening and then see what we have in store for. They really need to step it up tomorrow. But again, the market's really kind of waiting on Apple and Amazon right now. Those are kind of the big things that it's waiting on. So let's see how that goes tomorrow. I tell you, I always get excited for earnings season. And once it gets here, it's like, so I can't wait till earnings season gets over, right? So we can get these things going again with some reasonable premiums. But yeah, but it is always fun to see how things happen on a macro level. So good. Yeah, let's take a look at Penn. So Penn actually had a pretty good move today, right? So nice breakout to the upside on this one. So we tracked this one intraday today. Strong move at the open, right? A little bit of a pullback inside 15. Then it gave you a hammer, right? Low volume pullback, lower. And then it gave you a nice launch to the upside right there, and it's kind of drifted into the close. So that was pretty cool. Let's see if that gets any follow through on that one. Vroom. Ended up working its way up pretty well on that one here. So it really countered this the shooting star candle. I'd say this thing gets like really low volume, but I like this candle today. Let's see if we can continue to work its way up. So looking pretty strong on that one. And then D-Dog. D-Dog hanging in there, right? So I like how it's tested kind of these supportish levels again off the 50-day, trying to work its way back up, back over the 8-day now with a hammer. So let's see if we can go back to being D-Dog again, and then run. Yeah, so D-Dog run, C-Dog run, right? So let's see, so run. Oh yeah, wow, that's nasty on run. Yeah, so a lot of these solar names are finally starting to get hit. So let's definitely put that on the bearish radar for sure, especially if it breaks down below today's lows. So good stuff. Thanks for bringing that one up. Really appreciate it. Jameis, what's going on? QCOM, yeah. So QCOM. Okay, so we got these big levels right here. So it's up after hours. It's up to 103. Okay, so 103. So definitely going to keep an eye on this one tomorrow. It's way up here. Look for it for a gap and go. Again, in order to do it, it's going to have to clear that, at least that 106.70 level. But we're going to definitely have it on the radar going into tomorrow. So beautiful stuff on that one. So let's keep an eye on that one for a gap and go potential, and see what it does. Okay, great stuff. Great charts. Good. SK, what's going on? Glad you could make it. Thanks for tuning in. JMoss, what's happening? Great job on QCOM today. So so holding up pretty strong here into tomorrow. So hopefully they can keep these futures at least reasonably flattish to greenish tomorrow. So it continues to hold that. That'd be great. And CVS. Yeah, so that was an interesting one today, right? So it started to move. I like how it pushed over the prior day's highs. So it gave that nice movement. It kind of ran into the 50-day right here into the cloud. So it gave that nice push up right here. It just couldn't get any more oomph to it, right, into the rest of the day, right? It did get that increase. It did give that increased volume later, but just it was really tricky. So good job on that one. Let's see if we get over the 50-day and try to get out of the cloud right here, and ideally over the 200-day. We got earnings coming up, so it's just in a really rough zone right now. So there's nothing really amazing looking right here. It's not even like a Morningstar reversal or anything like that. So just kind of see how it holds. We got a bunch of upper shadows now from here. Kind of keep an eye on this. Kind of see how it holds these levels, right? Going into tomorrow and into earnings. So interesting stuff there. Kratos. I always feel like this company's like out of some sort of Marvel movie or something like that. So some pretty interesting stuff right here. Inside day failed to break to the downside, kind of came back in the range, but tested both ends of the range right here. Still kind of choppy, right? But still got the 8-day to test if it wanted to. It's kind of coming up to a cloud. So let's kind of see how it holds through earnings. Good stuff there. Awesome job today. X Country Cap, what's going on? BA, let's take a look. Yeah, so BA again, just starting to break down a little bit. Upper shadow right here. Let's see if we break down below today's lows. This is going to be on the bearish radar tomorrow. If it can break down, let's see if it can work its way down to that geometric line on that one. If the market's weak tomorrow, Boeing could be a really, really interesting one to see, But let's take a look at that one. So net, Cloudflare, so pretty good right here. Low volume, a little bit of a hammerish type move. So just still kind of in the chop zone right here. INO. Inside day down, beautiful breakdown on that one to the 50-day. So this one's been on our bearish radar for a while, and I really like the follow through from the inside day down on that one. Now let's see how it holds the 50-day on that. C, little City Financial getting really, really tight in here, guys. So really, kind of macro triangle type stuff right there. So let's see if it can kind of work its way up and get over those levels and see where it goes from there. So, but yeah, definitely some interesting strength in that one. The banks today, amazing stuff, right? Bank of America. Finally, it really is starting to show its hand a little bit right here. Let's see if that can get some follow through here to the upside. I like it. Look at this volume today. We pointed this out in the group. It's like boom. It's like wow. This thing's up. It just came out of nowhere today. Just like, and it held up really well even through the Fed, right? So, pretty cool stuff there. Let's see if I can get some more follow through the upside in Bank of America and try to get out of this cloud. Nice gap here too that it could try to work its way to. Good stuff. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, Gary. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Walmart again. A little bit bearish right here, but the lower shadow is kind of keeping it in there at the bottom of that potential bull flag. American Airlines getting really, really tight here, guys. These were weak with Boeing today, right? So gave a nasty intraday down move, but intraday chart really not looking too great. It's just basically just still holding on right here. We can actually shift this over right there. So just see if it breaks down below these lows, gets any momentum. MGM again. Up a little bit. Actually, up pretty decent here today. So some of the casino names were good. This is from yesterday. So decent move up there. I like how it got over the 8. I like how it got over the 8-day. And we've got earnings tomorrow on this one too, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Uber. Wow, this thing's just chopping around. This thing needs to really give us a signal right here. I'm really not bullish on this thing until we can get over these levels up here. But we are still in the chop zone right now. So it's a little bit tricky right here. It's getting tight, though, so let's see if we can give us a breakout one way or the other on that one. USB, again, the banks are strong today. So, again, right at the top of the cloud, let's see if we can get some follow-through on that one. The gold. So gold, again, guys, fresh all-time highs yesterday, inside day today. Let's see how that holds again. This thing is like continued. These metals are like becoming like the new momentum names again. So always disturbing when the market's going up and the metals are going up simultaneously. So keep an eye on that one. QCOM, of course, we're going to keep an eye for a gap and go on that one into tomorrow. So Kira, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, let's take a look at light. Yeah, so momentum looked pretty good right here. Again, just kind of keep an eye on these levels right there, right? So see if we can get above those. It would be interesting to see how this plays out after Apple. Okay, so I might be waiting on that a little bit. And then Docu. Yeah, decent push back into the channel on Docu today. So that's looking pretty good. It looks like we closed just above this level too. So yeah, definitely some opportunities here on Docu to see if we can get over today's highs. It's good stuff. Gary, yeah, and then Tesla. And I believe Tesla was an inside day today, right? Yeah, inside day on Tesla. So let's see if it holds, right? See which way it can break on that one. It doesn't like to stay compressed for too long. Good stuff. I know, SK, yes, a possible hangover tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Right now, it looks like it's feeling it, so we'll see how it goes into tomorrow. So good stuff there. Almo, what's going on? RH. Let's take a look. Yeah, inside day today here is getting, kind of tight, so maybe it's, just consolidated for you. See if it gives a move right here. This thing always gets extended, and it seems like it's holding forever. So it's just hanging in there. I guess people still buying funky furniture from there. And then PNW. I'm sorry, RH. Restoration Hardware. Sorry, not the furniture, but interesting stuff. PNW. Yeah, kind of choppy-ish type stuff right here, getting really tight. Let's see if we can break out of these levels right here and see if we can give another move. So it's looking okay. Good stuff. Really appreciate it. Z, what's going on? Yeah, let's take a look at Netflix. So Netflix, a little bit of a pullback here today. I like the initial bounce right off of the upper trend line right here. Let's just kind of take a quick glance here and see how good this pullback is doing. So yeah, it's not quite a 50% retrace on this one. It could be interesting. It looks like it's maybe kind of working on trying to get a move up here. The only thing I don't like about it is the increased volume on it. I'm not really looking to short it right here. But it's just kind of choppy in this area. Let's see how it holds, and if it gets on the trend line, we'll look for another opportunity for a bounce on that one for Netflix. But let's see how everything else plays out with the rest of the FANG names. TME. So 10 cent. Interesting stuff right here. I don't know how much this thing is affected by like TikTok and things like that, but it's kind of holding some levels right here. We got this going on. So see if we can break out one way or the other. A couple upper shadows, a little bit disturbing right here below the 8 days, so it might want to make a little bit of a push down, but just, look for confirmation in those directions. So good stuff. Fast Johnny, what's going on? ZS. Zscaler, yeah, so fresh all-time highs, but rejected those prior levels right there. So that's okay, but it's still generally, kind of holding trends. It's a little bit sloppy right now, so see how that holds going in there. And then D-Dog. Yes, D-Dog, again, just trying to get back over that trend line again, so let's see if it can do it. Theory, what's going on? Neo. Okay, so Neo is kind of doing its thing right here. So we got a big move up today on that Candy stock, another Chinese electric vehicle maker that is apparently releasing some, starting to possibly open a market in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So that's kind of interesting. So maybe Neo can get a little bit of action off that one. Just keep an eye on it, see if we get some more electric vehicle moves. But that could be an interesting one. Possible doji sandwich today. So good stuff. Cleo, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Cortez, what's happening? AMD. So AMD, guys, big gap up today. Didn't really give us the gap and go type move we're looking for. So we're just going to kind of see how it handles this gap. We've got a couple recent gaps here. The fact that it didn't really push today shows that this gap might be a little bit exhaustive. But, let's see if we can start to get some upgrades on this one and if we can try to break out again. I wouldn't be surprised to see it consolidate for a little bit. And then SWBI. Yeah, hanging in there. So, inside day here. Let's see if we can, push above that inside day and, if we can get a move one way or the other on this one. So, stronger move to the upside. Could see it going. Interesting to see it still going. It's like, everything okay out there? And, so, yeah, they're going on. Gary, yeah, MDB. Whew. big move intraday today. So kind of calmed down at the end of the day a little bit, but huge move here. Just some big activity on this one. Huge outside bar with some big volume, and then a big push to the upside. I don't know. Does this thing have some news today or something like that? Amazing stuff. Just a huge move today on just people as much as sometimes on low volume days in the rest of the market. If you get some action, even some call activity, right, things can really just start going. So see how it goes right there. It's just kind of calm down at the end of the day with an upper shadow, but see if it builds from there. It's still kind of in a blah chop zone, but a great intraday move on that one. So good stuff there. Geo OLED. Yeah, let's take a look there. Double inside day heading into Apple earnings, right? This one usually moves off of Apple, so see how that goes off of that into Thursday. Can be an interesting sympathy move. Shop, again, pulled back in the range, nice gap up. Definitely not a gap and go today. Couldn't get over the pre-market levels like we looked at earlier and just kind of reversed off of that. So let's see how that holds. I'm going to look at it on the bearish side tomorrow if we break down below today's lows. Okay, Home Depot. Hanging in there as we're kind of approaching hurricane season. So see how it holds these levels right here. We do have I guess it was a tropical wave, now maybe a cyclone that's kind of heading towards the Florida area. So continue to monitor that, see if you get the hurricane effect off of it. But right now it's just kind of a little bit blah there. Gave a nice little push at the open and then just pulled back pretty hard today. Getting really tight up here at these all-time highs. And then DKNG. Oh my goodness. This thing is all over the place now with all these sports that are like, okay, yeah, we're going to play baseball. No, we're not going to play baseball. Yeah, so I mean, it's all about like, what's going on with sports. So if you like sports, just, keep an eye on DKNG. I tell you, if they end up canceling football, this thing's just going to tank. So there's something to keep an eye on there. Thomas, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so Bud, earnings coming up on this one. Wait, do we have earnings tonight or is it tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow. I guess it's up a little bit after hours. Okay, so it's just pre-bullish right here. So so let's see how that goes going into earnings tomorrow. It looks like they're already starting to bid it up after hours. So let's see how that holds. And then UPS was pretty strong today, guys. The transports were kind of strong. Just amazing stuff. Inside day up on UPS. Right, so not quite all-time highs, but just a really strong move at the open today. We were looking to grab a pullback on this one. It just kept on going. Right, held the 8-day and just kind of drifted up there. I like how it's up there. It was really strong stuff on the UPS there. So let's see if I get some follow-through. Good stuff, Thomas. Appreciate you. Tracy, what's going on? I hope you are well. Let me see if we can find what you were saying here. There we go. I lost what you were saying there. Yeah, so Chewy. This is a good one, guys, in the group today. So Buddy walked in the room, and he's like, oh, Chico Chewy. So we did, right? So it got really tight right here, right? And then gave a nice breakout candle right here, paused for a little bit, and then continued to work its way up, right? So a lot of those internet names were pretty strong there today. UPS we just looked at, so that was really, that's looking pretty strong too, drifting up after hours. And Amazon with a really tight, compressed inside day. And heading into earnings tomorrow. So anything can happen on that one. Let's see how it plays out after that. SK, what's going on? So you got Infi. Let's take a look. I haven't looked at Infi in a while. Yeah, so doing pretty good here off this gap up and seems to be just kind of riding this wave up here. So looking pretty good there. A little bit of an upper shadow today, but see if we can break out over those highs. It looks like it's in a pretty big bullish wave move right now. OPK kind of hanging there, chopping around at the 8-day. Visa, again, really didn't get much action today. It gapped down and kind of coming back up. So keep an eye on these geometric levels right here. See if we can break out of those. And Starbucks, up a little bit. Definitely didn't get where we wanted to today. Like we really wanted to see it kind of get above these levels right here to try to get some sort of gap and go, and it just kind of chopped around there today. So it was a little bit out of play on that one. So see if we can give it a move over the next couple days or kind of define some direction. Juniper a little bit blah, right? So big upper shadow there with some volume after earnings. So just keep an eye on it. See if it goes a little bit extended here, but it's still holding trend. And then DBX. Kind of all over the place right here. Looks like it's working on a bigger, maybe like a macro kind of, cup and handle-ish type pattern right here, but it's just kind of inside day right now. See if we can break over these levels here and if we can try to push up and give a little bit more of a move to the upside. So good stuff there. Appreciate it. Bagash. Yeah, AMD. Yeah, good earnings good earnings and just kind of hanging up there. See it consolidates right there, but watch out if it pushes below the lows. LRCX. Yeah, so LRCX, let's take a look here. Yeah, up a little bit there for earnings. So again, the semi is just super duper strong here, guys. Just crazy. I guess they're No problem selling their processors, right? So and then Q come up after hours too. Oh yeah, definitely good for the market. Oh yeah, definitely looking for the big tech names to see how they behave, for sure. And then PFE, yeah, up a little bit there. So kind of interesting stuff, right? We got this going on. Right now we got this going on, so pretty interesting stuff there. Let's see how it goes. We had earnings the other day. They tried to pump it up beforehand too, and it just is not really getting much of a move on it. This has been such a tricky one to trade, but overall they keep on saying that they're doing good work with the vaccines. Okay, good stuff. Oh yeah, lemonade, guys. Ever since this thing came out, I was like, this thing's gonna be a short. I mean, how could this thing be up so much? When they don't even make lemonade, right? They do like insurance and like nonsense type stuff. So inside day today, some of the insurance companies were good, right? We talked about this geometric line. We finally broke down below there, Doji sandwich, and kind of worked its way down the prior day. So see how this inside day holds if it breaks down below those levels on lemonade. So good stuff. And then FireEye, yeah. So FireEye did pretty good today, right? This one actually did get a bit of a gap and go. So we had that open gap right here that got filled and kind of started to test these levels, found a little bit of an upper shadow, kind of in this area right here. So see if that continued to hold and build, but looking pretty good. Good stuff. Keith, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. FSLY. Yeah, really, really super duper choppy still in this big trend box right here. So again, just waiting on some action. I got earnings coming up pretty soon. Dexcom. Doing okay, still chopping around, right? Sort of rejected by the prior all-time highs on that one, so see how that holds going through there. But it did give a decent little push there today. Kind of a frustrating name right there. Piton, okay, doing okay there. Decent candle there, pretty strong with Chewy and those other kind of internet type names. SRNE, hanging in there, getting really, really tight on this one. And then Cake, yeah, so Cake, I think indicated a narrower loss than expected. So that was good for a little bit, and then they're like, no, never mind. No one's going to go out to the restaurant. So we'll see how that goes. Good stuff. The Nest, what's going on? Workhorse. Again, really just kind of tracking that geometric line right there, so see how that goes. FSLY we just looked at, just still kind of chopping around that range right there. Roku, guys. I think everybody's looking at this Roku right now. I mean, how much tighter can you get? Right, so unfortunately, it's got earnings coming up, pretty soon. But I'd really like to see a breakout over the next couple days with some volume and see if we can get a bit of an earnings run on this one. So let's see how that goes. And then ANTM made me money. We like it. So good stuff there. So let's see if great move on that one. So good stuff, right? So it was looking like a bear flag, but ended up breaking out to the upside on that one. So good stuff there. And then GWPH, nice job. It had great momentum move at the open. And then GW Pharmaceuticals is kind of chopping around right here, right at the cloud. And earnings coming up pretty soon. So to see how it holds that. If it breaks down, right, might see a little push down into the cloud. So good stuff. Chris, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Target. Getting so tight here, guys. Everybody's looking at this target, too. I mean, head and shoulders, however you want to cup and handle, however you want to look at it. It's got to break out over these geometric lines with some volume to try to get going again. Maybe you can get a little earnings run off of that. And then UNH, again, still kind of hanging in there after earnings. Had a couple nice pops intraday today, but a daily chart still just kind of in the congestion area. So good stuff. SK, are we seeing a rotation to utilities and away from healthcare? We saw some movement out of healthcare today. Some utilities have been looking pretty strong recently, right? They're talking about, there's some good moves on like Duke, right? Dominion, some of the big names, right? So SO, a couple of these names are getting a little bit of strength here. Some of them doing okay. Maybe so generally the XLU, but I mean, there's just the talk about, today there's some Tesla talk about, hooking up with utilities to do like battery plant, battery, stuff. So it could be interesting. Something to keep an eye on right there. We are seeing some rotation out of the solar names, so keep an eye on that too. The Nest Baba. Let's take a look. Yep. So Baba, a little inside day up here, but still holding the 8-day AYX. AYX kind of holding, still kind of hanging on to that trend line right there. A little bit of an upper shadow at the prior drop zone. So see how that holds. SPAC. Oh no, SPAC. So failed to take the inside day down. Kind of came up with some volumes to see if you guys see more action on that one there. And then Zoom, just getting like really tight in here right now. This is like okay. It's giving some nice moves at the open. It's giving like some quick pops, but other than that, it's just kind of blah. So good stuff. G Mahler, what's going on? Hey, awesome stuff. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. If anybody's new here, definitely check out our playlist. Subscribe on YouTube and check out our playlist. We've got interviews. We've got all sorts of cool playlists and everything like that. So thanks, G. I really appreciate it. The Nest. Some FDA news can push GWHP. It could. It could. GWPH. Let's see. Yeah, so it could. We could get a little bit of a move there. So it's coming out Friday. Yeah, definitely keep it out. Also watch for a sell the news, type thing. And then Kodak. What a crazy move, guys! Big gap up yesterday. It ended up being red. It wasn't even like inspiration for a while, but then they got the Trump pump yesterday, and they got a big move up. I think this thing was halted like 10 times today, and then just kind of all over the place. Pretty crazy stuff to see Kodak all the way up here. You go to the monthly chart. I mean, just a huge, huge move today. Amazing to see this thing back in play again. Let's see if it actually can become, a reasonable stock again. So crazy stuff on that. It was like 350% on the volatility today too. So then, as Dexcom CEO says, type 2 diabetes is growing and needs to be managed. Big growth area for us, he noted. We work with Livongo very well and want to get our data incorporated in the Livongo platform. I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I think that was part of it too. Yeah. So type 2 diabetes is growing. So, okay. So eat right and exercise, right? I mean, so anyway, good stuff. So we'll see how they go with that one. So good, Z, what's going on? I know it's not that simple. I know it's not simple, but ultimately it does come down to that for type 2. But sometimes does need to be managed. Anyway, good stuff. So good, Z, what's going on? Yeah, my pleasure. Good. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate everybody, and thank you everybody for tuning in this evening. Great discussion. I'm really enjoying talking about the close. So we got one more day tomorrow, and let's talk about that, and then 2 more days left in the week. So really interested in seeing how Apple and Amazon play out tomorrow, and kind of see if this see how this the Fed hangover goes today. So going into tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Reed, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. And so, anyway, guys, yeah, if you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube and also hit the notification button. And whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button. We always appreciate that. Be sure to check out the links in the description. If you just found us on YouTube, you can find us on Twitter there and the links there, and also check out our website. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening, and we'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk